Hey guys, welcome back. Happy New Year, my friends. Welcome to 2024, the year that MCC turns 10, the year that Halo 2 turns 20, and the year before Black Ops 2 goes from being a game set in the future to a game set in the present day. Nope, don't worry, it's not just you having an existential crisis right now. Yes, welcome to 2024, and you know what? We're going to start the year off with a little bit of a bang, with some hopium. And no, this is not just hopium that's picked out of the night sky out of nowhere. This is hopium that's based on a collection of rumors and leaks from people who have typically been pretty accurate before, of course, about Halo and about the future. So I thought talking about this to start the year off would hopefully set us on the right track for the rest of the year. Fingers crossed. So my main hope slash prediction slash honestly expectation for this year is that we finally hear some concrete information about the next Halo entity beyond Infinite. I honestly think that this is going to be the year that we see 343 start to move past Infinite, not leave Infinite behind by any means, but start to just at least talk about what's coming next, start to tease it, and maybe even show it to us. And you know, I think when you look at the structure of the last few years of the Halo franchise, that kind of lines up. So in Infinite's first year, 2022, the game was a complete mess, unfinished, broken. 343 as a studio imploded multiple times. It was not a good year. Then Infinite's second year, 2023, was all about 343 kind of just getting back on their feet. It was them getting the game into not just a fit state, but kind of completing it or getting it into an almost complete state. And that brings us to this year, where Infinite is in a good state, it's around about complete here and there, and that means it's time for them to start shifting focus onto the next big thing. The thing with Infinite is that I feel like now it's kind of dealt all of its major hands, like all the major features that we were anticipating for the game, like Forge and Firefight and a customs browser, have been delivered to the game. All the big cards have been dealt now. And so now that's done, I do think they're going to start to gradually move on to what's next. But that's all just conjecture, and don't worry, we have more than just conjecture to go off with the theory that I'm talking about in this video. But quickly before we do, a word from today's sponsor, Apex Gaming PCs, the creators of my own line of flood-themed PCs. With 3 powerful builds to choose from, the Pure Form, the Gravemind, and the Primordial, you'll have a super powerful machine fueled by the power of the Parasite for Halo Infinite, Halo MCC, and of course, beyond. And if you use code HIDDEN at checkout, you can even get up to $250 off your order. So, recently, Klobriel shared his predictions for Xbox as a brand in 2024. Now, if you don't know who Klobriel is, basically, he's kind of the #1 Xbox leaker, right? I mean, the guy has such a high hit rate with his leaks. We've been covering them here on the channel since 2018. The guy has such a high hit rate. He's been consistently leaking stuff for a long time. It's very clear that he knows people decently high up on the inside who feed him information, and he recently gave his predictions, and they are just predictions about Xbox in 2024, and one of those predictions is that supposedly he thinks in September of this year, Certain Affinity's Halo project isn't just going to get revealed, it's going to be released. Now, like he said in his post, and like I've already said numerous times, I'm going to say it again, this is just a prediction, take it with a grain of salt, but I always take the predictions of like verifiable, consistent, reliable leakers like to mean a little bit more than just some random person predicting something, right? I mean, when they very clearly have sources on the inside that have told them very accurate information in the past, I don't know. When they predict something, I always look into those predictions with a little bit more value than anybody else's predictions. The same goes for Serasia as well. He's also predicting not that we will be playing this game this year, but that we're going to see Certain Affinity's Halo game this year. And again, let me just reiterate, these are predictions, but don't worry, the Certain Affinity Halo game rabbit hole goes a lot deeper than just predictions. Halo Leaks, who, as the name implies, have been leaking stuff about Infinite for ages through data mining, have said that Tatanka no longer exists, and that Certain Affinity are now working on the same project that 343 are working on, that project being a new Halo game. They then follow that up by saying that the next Halo game has been in development since 2021, which actually I hadn't genuinely, hand on heart, no idea about. They also seem to indicate that this next Halo game was being made by 343, not Certain Affinity, so this thing that's been in dev since 2021 isn't a tanker. And further, that Certain Affinity are now working on this game with 343, as opposed to just developing a game on their own as they were with Tatanka. So it's clear that 343 are working on another game beyond Infinite, and if they've scrapped Tatanka for whatever reason so Certain Affinity can work with them on that game, then it's gotta be something significant. I mean, I refuse to believe that this is just gonna be more Infinite or just a slightly bigger update for Infinite. You combine them working with Certain Affinity on it, and also the fact that they're starting to rehire people now and the team is growing again, and to me that just screams a brand new game. According to all these leaks as well, it also means that this game has been in development in some capacity for 3 years now, which is quite a long time. I mean, that's half of Infinite's development cycle and the entirety, or almost the entirety, of a traditional Halo development cycle, although you do have to caveat that with all of the stuff that's happened at 343 since 2021. I mean, the studio has basically imploded, there have been layoffs, there have been leadership changes, so much has gone on at the studio. That will not have been 3 years of straight development. Of course, a lot of them were also working on Infinite at the same time as well, so it won't have just been 3 consistent years of development, but at the same time, it is quite a while. You know, call it a hunch, call it my Halo senses tingling, but I have this feeling that we're gonna see whatever this game is a lot sooner than most people think. I don't know why, I have no basis for that whatsoever. It's just like, kind of like my gut feeling that that game isn't as far out as many people would think. I mean, we all had the doomer expectations that we're not gonna see another game till like 2027 last year, and as time has gone on, I've kind of started to doubt that. Again, purely baseless, just my Halo senses tingling. Infinite leakers are also saying that Infinite should end around Season 10 in 2025. Now, again, as with all of the leaks in this video, take that with a grain of salt. Do not put all of your trust and your faith in that. Just take it as a leak, not confirmation. Just had to put that disclaimer out there because I know there are some people that hear leak and they're like, oh my god, it has to be true. It's real. And chances are, it's just like, I don't know, misinterpretation or something. Could be real, it might not be, just grain of salt. But with that said, that has the optimist in me, the Halo senses in me tingling that 2025 could be the year that this game releases in some capacity. And let me give you the reasons why I think that. Firstly, Infinite seasons supposedly end in 2025. This next Halo game has been worked on since 2021 in some capacity, with Certain Affinity assisting likely later on. I also assume that Tatanka wouldn't have been like entirely scrapped. I assume that elements of Tatanka will have been reused for this game, so it's not like they're just starting from scratch. 343's resources that were dedicated to MCC seem, and again, grain of salt there, seem to have been reallocated. Infinite is in what I would consider a mostly complete state right now, and any major updates from this point forward I think would just be diminishing returns. I don't see some like 10x population massive revival happening now that all the major features have shipped, and 343 have also recently officially started commenting on things beyond Infinite. That alone, like I said in my last news video, is a pretty big deal that I don't think people were making enough of like a noise about.
You know, I mean, Infinite, as good as it is, and as more great things there are still to come, the studio has ambitions that reach beyond Infinite.
The fact that they're even addressing something beyond Infinite for the first time is quite a huge deal, regardless of how minor that addressing may have been, just Sketch on a podcast saying it. Like, the mere fact that he was given the go-ahead, because he will have been given the go-ahead, he wouldn't have just randomly said that. Like, there will have been like a chain of command that would have basically given him permission to say that publicly, that allowed that to happen. So I don't know, to me that means a lot more than I think what a lot of people thought. But anyways, it's all just a theory right now based on rumors and leaks and predictions. Like I said, none of this is concrete, none of this is certifiable or official in any means. Trust me, the second we get any of that, you will hear about it right here on the channel. So if you aren't subbed, then why aren't you subbed? Sub, and also follow on Twitter as well. That was smooth, right? Pretty smooth. But it's not official. However, I do have like a little bit of faith in it. A little bit. Enough to make a video about it. I won't make a video about any like future game theory like I am doing right now, unless I at least have a little bit of faith in it, because I'm not going to sit here and just sell false hope to people, because like, I don't know, it's just annoying, there's no point. But like, this, I do have a little bit of faith in it, right? Either way though, it's clear to me that I think this year is going to end up being kind of like the beginning of a transitional phase into the next era of Halo, so to speak. So we've been in like the Infinite era now for a few years, and I think this year, with like all the rumors about the Certain Affinity project and another game coming out as well, I think this year is going to be the beginning of the next era of Halo, so the post-Infinite era. And honestly, I'm really excited for that, because as much as I like Infinite now, and as good as it is now with all the updates, I am definitely ready to move on to something else now, and I think a lot of people are kind of feeling the same. A lot of people either checked out of Infinite early on and no update is going to bring them back, or have played a lot of Infinite now and are kind of like, right, what's next? And I'm very much in that boat. So all this begs the question of what the hell this 343 and Certain Affinity game even is. I mean, obviously this is just pure business speculation here. We have no evidence, not even any leaks to go off of this. I don't think it's going to be a battle royale like I think Tatanka was supposed to be. I mean, it's at this point, if they released a battle royale now, it's just far too late. That boat sailed like 3 years ago. That boat is like halfway across the Atlantic right now. Leave it, forget about it. I also don't think it's gonna be just a multiplayer game because they're rehiring the campaign team, but I don't see it being like a full Halo game release like Halo 7. I am genuinely lost for any ideas as to what this game could even be at this point. Genuinely no idea. That's partly one of the main reasons, or one of the many reasons why I want them to announce it this year, since I just don't know what the hell this thing is going to be. Like, nothing seems to add up. I genuinely don't know. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments as to what the hell this mystery 343 Certain Affinity Halo game could be, because I'm lost. I am lost. So, moving on, or I guess kind of moving back to Infinite from the next era to the current era of Halo, Season 6 of Infinite releases at the end of this month, I think the 30th or the 31st, which is when Season 5 ends, and so far we have almost like no leaks as to what is going to be in this season. I mean, obviously there's going to be new armor, that's a given for every season, but for like game modes, we just know nothing. I mean, I guess VIP could finally be added because that was cut from Season 3, or maybe, I don't know, Assault or Griffball, but Infinite's hammer is not going to work with Griffball at all. And then for weapons, like, God knows, like maybe that banished shotgun, and maybe they'll add the Falcon. We don't know anything. This is what I'm talking about. It's weird. Like, we genuinely have no idea. The only major Infinite update yet to come is the match composer that Sketch confirmed was happening. But beyond that, like, obviously there's campaign DLC, but that's not happening. We have to let go hope of the campaign DLC. It's not happening. It's not real anymore. Yes, that breaks my heart, but we have to just all come to terms with that, as much as it hurts. So beyond the match composer, which Sketch said isn't like coming soon, it's a bit down the line, God knows what's getting added with this next season. I'm assuming P43 will start to announce stuff in the next few weeks, like, I don't know, probably like mid to late Jan, I would assume, but we'll see. We'll see. Of course, if there's anything major, I'll cover it on the channel. I'll also make a review for Season 6, as I did with Season 5 and 4 on the channel as well. As for books, we have 2 new Halo books coming out this year. We have Halo Epitaph, of course, the return and supposed final chapter of the Didact story, which is releasing on Feb 27th, which, of course, I'll be breaking down in great detail here on the channel. Seriously, like, how have you not done that yet? Thank you. And then, on October 8th, we have Halo Empty Throne. Now, very little right now is known about this book. We don't really know any concrete details, besides the fact that it takes place in 2559 during the Infinity's attack on Zeta Halo, but it doesn't follow the Infinity. Rather, it follows another plan that the UNSC has set in motion to beat Cortana. An ancient access point hidden on a seemingly insignificant human colony has become the focus of a parallel effort to claim the domain and its immeasurable capabilities. The UNSC, however, needs a key, a living, forsaken product of an old war. As a new generation of heroes rise to meet this challenge and Cortana's pursuit of control reaches a desperate and sudden crescendo, a cunning, ruthless warrior emerges from the shadows of the Banished, who has vowed to fill the power vacuum by any means necessary. So based on that, my guess is that that Banished character is probably going to be Jaeger. I don't know, just that description makes me think of Jaeger. And then this key, I assume it's going to be something from the Forerunner era of the galaxy, because a lot of recent books, I think like Point of Light, Outcast, and definitely more than that, have been referencing a lot of stuff from the Forerunner trilogy era of Halo. So I wouldn't be surprised if that key is something from that era as well. But the rest of the story, No idea right now, all up in the air, but it sounds intriguing. And then beyond the official Halo stuff, we of course have the grand, well-welcomed return of the Halo TV show on February 7th. Now, just as with Season 1, I'm going to be torturing myself by watching the episodes and doing like a live reaction / semi-breakdown video. No. I'm not going to be dedicating the amount of time to Halo TV show videos as I do to, obviously, actual Halo videos about actual Halo content in the actual Halo universe. But I'll still make those videos because at the very least last year they were funny. At least I thought they were kind of funny. Maybe I'm just a weirdo, but I thought they were kind of funny to me. So, better or worse, I will be making those videos. But with all that said, I think that's all we've got to talk about today. This is just like a kind of entry into 2024 video. I do these every year. You guys know what these are by now. But the theory at the start, like I said, I wouldn't talk about a theory about another game or the next Halo game unless I actually had some degree of belief in it. And I genuinely do. I think that this year is going to be that kind of transitional, that's the right word, transitional period between the kind of infinite era of Halo and the next era, whatever the hell that entails. And I'm really excited for it, man. I just, at this point, I really, really want a new Halo game. Like, I really want a new Halo game. I really, really want Halo to go back to being not a Call of Duty frequent release, but like semi-frequent release franchise where at least like maybe every 2 or 3 years we're guaranteed to get a game of some kind that satisfies our needs and keeps the franchise fresh. Because I think one of the main problems that Halo's had over the last 10 years is just long periods of things becoming stale, and I don't know, that isn't good for anybody. It's not good for fans, it's not good for the studio. I just feel like a semi-frequent release cadence of brand new stuff that isn't just an update for an existing game, but like a brand new game or a brand new experience or a way for us to actually experience Halo in a way that we've never done before. We've talked about it to death, but spin-offs. Where's the Flood Horror game? Where's the Johnson game? Where's the Arbiter game? Where's ODST 2? It's the broken record at this point, but you know what I mean. I'm just really excited to get into that next era of Halo. Really excited. So, with all that said, once again, Happy New Year, my friends. I hope you all have a good year. I hope last year was a good one, and I hope that this year is even better. So, let's round this video out. I want to give a huge thank you to all of my amazing patrons for the continued support over there, as per usual, and thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you all in the next one.